This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm the other host, Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I'm very calm.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's great. It's great to hear. I kind of lost my voice singing karaoke last night.
Yeah, I saw Instagram videos.
Who? Somebody took video of me?
Yeah, you were singing Billy Joel's You May Be Right, from what I understand.
Oh, no. I didn't realize there were videotapes.
Yeah. We got to get these tapes.
Yeah, I got to smash these tapes.
Got to destroy these tapes.
Yeah.
We were at a party, Tom.
Uh-huh.
I left before you left.
Yeah.
I left, I think it was like too early to leave, I think. But I was very tired.
But you were being thrown out. It wasn't your decision.
Yeah, and I was like, it's too early for this.
Yeah, and they were like, well, you should have done that.
Shouldn't have done those things to all those people.
Yeah.
I goosed everybody, Tom.
You goosed them all.
And I didn't get the sense that I got the sense that people were starting to leave.
Yeah.
And that might have been true, but then
Maybe the losers.
then this dang FOMO, I haven't been hit with FOMO in years, and it never usually works this way where it's like you were somewhere and you left to go home and go to bed.
Right. Probably. No, you probably didn't eat anything. We had dinner earlier.
Yeah, we had too big of a dinner earlier. Tom,
we
had quite a night last night, huh?
We sure did.
You and I, a couple other friends,
Yeah.
my wife, your wife, all going out for burgers, drinks, and then a party.
Yeah. And then you get home and you think the party, that party
was
was
a
just
full
about
night.
over.
Yeah, we did it all. And no, Billy Joel karaoke.
Yeah.
Beyonce karaoke, from what I saw.
Yeah. And then you're like, boy, I could have been there singing the tunes with the boys.
Yeah. Earlier in the night, Tom, we were at a bar, and Michael Jackson's "Beat It" came on, and you and I were all eager to show off how we could sing the lyrics, all the lyrics to Weird Al's "Eat It" over "Beat It," and neither of us made it into the second verse.
Yeah.
Right? We got the first verse. And it was humiliating.
Yeah.
I probably had.
It probably cost you your marriage.
Yeah, well, which is why I wish I stuck around at this party. I could have I could have quickly read the room, known we were doing karaoke.
Right.
Ran into the bathroom. Quickly memorized all of Weird Al's "Eat It," and then get a do-over. I'd be like, Tom, beat it on the karaoke machine.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, what? Oh, you know what? I might as well do this again. And then
your wife would have fallen in love with you all over again.
Yeah, because as it stands,
you're on the outs.
we're on the rocks, my friend.
Yeah. She thought she was marrying a man that, took some pride in knowing Weird Al lyrics.
Yeah. I woke up this morning, and she wasn't there, but her wedding ring was on the nightstand. That's probably not a good sign.
Yeah, but you know what? You had an episode to record, so no time to investigate further.
I'll put a pin in this.
Yeah.
But believe me, I'm gonna come back to this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna figure this one out.
I'll read this envelope that's marked "Dear Tim" later.
It's to me, Tom, but it could be from anybody.
Well, it could be. Could be from your wife's kidnapper.
Tom, I have a 21st century problem.
Okay.
Which is any
I was
problem
trying
that
to think
anybody
of what
has right
century we're in now.
Yeah, it's the current century.
Yeah, because for a minute I was like, whoa, a futuristic problem?
Nope, I have a problem that's happening right now.
Okay. It's not like my future self has come back to assassinate me.
No, because that would still be a current problem.
Well, and a future
and I would
problem.
love to have confirmation that my future self is around in the next century.
Yeah, but it would be short-lived, the excitement, because then they're there to kill you.
Yeah, but then, that creates a paradox, Tom. You know this.
Yeah, but not if you're thinking multidimensionally, Tim.
Well, that's fine. As long as I know that I'm alive in some dimension in the 22nd century.
It's fine by you.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
Especially if you're going around killing your old selves.
So all these infinite universes, all these infinite dimensions, is there one where everybody's immortal? Or there's certain physical limitations to it?
There could be. Or there could be one where like time passes differently, so that in such a way that you're functionally
there
immortal.
could be. Then there is.
No, not
'Cause if it's
necessarily.
Possible in any way, it exists.
No.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing is. That's what makes it infinite.
No, because things can be infinite without everything existing.
Whoa. No, that's not true.
Yeah, it is. Because think about, like, there's an infinite... if you started counting from 10, there's an infinite amount of numbers, but none of those numbers is going to be 9.
Yeah, except maybe what if you start from 9 instead? That's my theory.
Yeah.
Tom, so I've been playing less frequently this online application-based trivia game, Headquarters.
Yes.
Are you familiar with it? Headquarters trivia. You go in and a man, a funny, charming man in a tie, makes you answer questions, and everybody answers the questions. If you answer all 12 correctly, you split the prize.
You get money.
Guess what, Tom?
What?
I won again for the second time.
You won
this week.
again?
Yeah. But here's my problem. Here's the 21st century twist. Here's the gift of the Magi-esque twist. The Twilight Zone
All right.
knife in the gut. There's so many people playing now that, like, guess how much? The first time I won,
Yeah.
you know, there was like 100,000 people playing maybe. You know, my cut of the pie, $26.
Yeah.
Not too shabby for 10 minutes of trivia. Guess what? $1.87 or something.
$1.87.
Yeah. I don't think I could even cash that out.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Headquarters.
Yeah, and you're taking money right out of Peter Thiel's mouth now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not a problem. I would hate to take his money.
Yeah, that's young blood he can't get. He was going to spend that $1.87 on young blood.
Peter Thiel, look, I don't wish anything bad to happen to anybody. But wouldn't it be hilarious?
But with that said,
wouldn't it be hilarious if he just died in the most mundane way possible? Like, he's doing all these things to become immortal, like switching out his blood every hour and, like, you know, secretly curing diseases only for himself. What if he, like, stepped out of his house and, like, slipped on ice and just cracked his head open?
Yeah.
It's like, the titanium head operation wasn't until next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it as soon as we have the cure for 87 knife wounds in the back?
Yeah. I'm not saying anybody should get murdered, Tom. That's your words, not mine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you're saying that now. Peter Thiel's in the future hiring you to go back in time to kill yourself.
Hey, as long as that's
Before he
happening,
puts
if
his
that's
idea
happening in
out
like
there.
2311,
Yeah.
fine, great.
Yeah, he was like, I'm freezing myself to go to the future. I'm taking Tim with me.
Hey, just so I can spite him.
Yeah.
He spoke ill of me on a podcast. Yeah. Well, you know, he does like to serve revenge ice cold.
Exactly. Yeah.
Through elaborate means.
And it doesn't get much more ice cold than being cryogenically frozen.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Tom,
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, HQ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Headquarters trivia, don't do it unless you plan on winning like 10 or 11 times so you could reach the threshold where they'll pay you out.
There's not like, well, they said that they're lowering the threshold.
Oh, I didn't look into it at
all. But there's still not like the odd game that ends in, you know, like people getting a pretty good cut.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't play it that often.
No.
Tom, I got better things to do with my time than play Headquarters trivia all the time.
All right. Like what?
Put me on the spot here.
Stuff to do. Stuff to do. Boy,
what do things do? What do people do?
Yeah.
I'd go to restaurants. Tom, I spend most of my time eating at restaurants.
Wow. I always...
Wanted to go to a restaurant, Tom? They're great. I went to one for the first time last night. Mwah.
Well, every time when I go to one... You know, shortly after, you know, somebody picks me up by the scruff of my neck and throws me out.
Yeah.
I get out of here. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. No, I just want to have it. I'm wearing a full suit. I've already got a napkin tucked into my.
That's the problem, because and you also have a fork and knife in your hand, and you're banging on the table. Where's my food?
Where's my food? I want biscotti. I want biscotti.
Yeah. I spend most of my time actually trying to memorize the lyrics to Weird Al songs to impress my wife. And guess what happened? I was too busy playing HQ.
Yeah, that time you should have been spending studying.
Yeah, that was earmarked for me to learn the second verse of Eat It, and now my wife's left me. Thanks a lot, HQ.
Tim, what are we talking about this week?
Tom, in honor of me this week, it should be noted.
Yeah.
You're hearing me right now from beyond the grave.
Yeah, speaking of traveling in time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe not beyond the grave, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm going on vacation, so we're pre-recording a couple. So if you hear any references, like if it's like we were talking about Peter Thiel falling down the stairs.
If that has happened.
If that has happened, like they're like, way to make a joke of things that had already happened. It's like we didn't know that at this point.
Way to make a joke about things that happened 5 minutes before I started listening to this.
It would have to like in the week, like when you can tell podcasts got an ad at the last minute and somebody had to like record it through their like laptop microphone because they didn't have access.
Often the case with us.
Yeah, if you came and you're like, this was recorded before Peter Thiel fell down the stairs.
We apologize to him and his family. This episode is 15 minutes long this week because we had to edit out all mentions of Peter Thiel falling down the stairs.
I'd leave it in, Tom.
No.
But yeah, so I'm going on a vacation.
You're going on a honeymoon.
Going on, hopefully.
Hopefully,
I can track down my wife by the time we're supposed to leave. So
maybe she just went ahead.
Yeah, she'll probably meet me there. She'll probably just proceed as normal.
She left a week early.
Yeah, that would explain why so much of her stuff is gone.
That's what it is. Yeah, she wanted to make sure, she had everything.
All right.
She probably had to make a few trips. That's why she left early.
So in honor of me, we're talking about hotels. Guess what, Tom? I'm going to be staying at hotels. 2 of them. And an Airbnb.
Whoa, three stops.
Tom, you're like me. You stay at Airbnbs usually when you travel, right?
Not usually. I like doing it when me and you do shows. Actually, not all places overseas, but in London, we usually get an Airbnb the past few years, just because London's very expensive, and we need to have some privacy. Like, we can't split a room. We'll kill each other. But also, we like when we stay in other cities and we have separate hotel rooms. We just hang out in one of them.
We either do that or it's like, okay, I'm going to go take a nap. Meet in the lobby in an hour because we need to write the show that we're going to do tonight. And one of us will just disappear
for 9
and,
hours.
There's no recourse. If we're in the same apartment but in different bedrooms, one of us can go knock on the other's door and be like, "Hey, we gotta hit the show. We were supposed to be at the venue a half hour ago."
Yeah. But yeah, if it's hotel rooms and our phones are on vibrate and we don't know how to reach it, like we don't know what room.
Tom, whenever we're in usually Edinburgh.
We stay at a hotel.
Yeah, and
the same hotel.
Your text messages never get to me.
Yeah,
and mine never get to you. And this has happened 5 years in a row now. And we've never. Every time you've always just been like, "Yeah, I guess I didn't. I don't know." And I've always just been like, "Yeah." And then we don't remember the next year, and the same problem happens. And that's why the shows in Edinburgh are always so bad.
Yeah, because that's always when we're real tired.
Yeah, right off the plane. Jet lagged. So yeah, I stay in Airbnbs usually when I travel, or I did for so long that whenever I would have a night in a hotel, I'd be like, this is way better than staying in some idiot's house.
Yeah. Well, Airbnb, like, I like them for certain circumstances like that.
Yeah.
And, like, we've rented houses, like, upstate, just me and you for a getaway. No, with, like, friends. Like, it's a nice when it's like, hey, we're going to get, like, a spot where, like, 10 people can stay.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going to have, like a big house and, like, land to, do
Hunt.
stuff. Yeah, to hunt.
Gather. We'll go out hunting, and we'll usually kill a boar or two, and then the ladies will stay around gathering berries.
Yeah. Or like we've done that for like weddings and stuff. Like if a bunch of people are going to the same wedding, that's like a nice when too, like we're not really either we're not going to be at the place very long, or we are
Got a big
going.
group. Yeah.
We're going for the place.
Yeah.
That's when it's nice.
Well, Tom, I'm staying at an Airbnb in the city of Angels. The
Los
city I live in.
Angeles. You don't live there.
The city, she loves me, Tom.
Yeah. You're thinking of Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah. You didn't know that I'm Anthony Kiedis, Tom?
No.
Imagine all this time.
I think I would have noticed. There would have been some clues. For starters, you would be older, much older.
Yeah. And also, he gets all those nutrients injected into him.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It sounds like everybody's getting shit injected into him. We should do this.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do that because, like, I don't but he injected heroin so many times.
Yeah, so nutrients
he's used
are nothing.
to it. Yeah, he's like, child's play.
Yeah. Yeah, I could inject some cereal in there.
Cereal?
Special K. That's a lot of nutrients.
Tom, that's not you're
You put
you're
it in.
confused.
No, you put it in the blender first, dummy.
With milk?
Some almond milk.
Yuck. Got milk running through my veins.
Yeah. That could be a new RHCP song.
Wow.
That milk running through my
Milky
veins. Milk running through my veins.
Milk running through my veins. That was a very bad anthem. Yeah. I'm not really Anthony Kiedis.
I know, Tim. You fell perfectly into my trap. Got you
it was well played,
yeah,
Tom.
I was like,
It's a
well,
well-set
I'm going to
trap.
get him to sing like Anthony Kiedis, and then we'll all know. So you're staying at an Airbnb in Los Angeles.
Tom, that's irrelevant to this hotels episode.
Yeah, that ain't a hotel. That's somebody's house.
And then I'm going to two separate hotels in Hawaii.
Your hotel and your wife's hotel.
Yeah. Hey, you know what they say? Separate hotel rooms on separate properties make for good marriages.
Well, for a romantic honeymoon.
Yeah. So, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
normally I stay in, like, shit hotels.
Yeah.
But these are going to be, like, nicer than, like, hotels that I usually stay in.
Uh-huh.
So
you have to be worried about them grabbing you by the scruff of the neck and throwing you out of there.
A little bit. And also, okay.
You walk in with your pajamas on. Get out of here.
Like, all right, Tom. So
You
I
walk in
also...
with your pajamas on, bragging to your
Look.
wife about how much you're going to jump on the beds.
Look, I also don't want to get yeah, Tom, we will jump on the beds. I also don't want to like I don't want to be like the most low class guy at this place where it's like we'll just like I want to trick them into giving me a good experience.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They want
you know how sometimes
you want to make them think you're a high roller.
yeah.
A big shot.
Right. And I think the way you do that is by tipping a lot, right?
Yeah, because they don't give a shit if you're a big shot or not. They care if you tip or not.
What if the big shot himself, Sir Billy Joel, walked in?
Does he go to Hawaii ever?
I don't know.
He seems like somebody that would he'd be like, why would I go to Hawaii when I got Sag Harbor right here?
Hey, I got Jones Beach.
That's my Hawaii.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, but I do. Yeah, so I'm just gonna tip everybody a lot.
Yeah,
and then
because
be
they
like,
don't care. Because like when there are people who are big shots, and sometimes those big shots don't even tip.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I just read this book. Coincidentally, about the hotel industry, right?
Are you like an alien that it's like, well, First time staying in a hotel. Let me read some books.
I mean, I've
about
stayed
it.
in hotels before, Tom.
You said they were all shitholes, though.
Not always.
So
but,
now it's a nice hotel.
like,
Well, I better read up.
I'm going to be at a hotel for like a week each, right?
I better
so, like,
read up so I know all the customs.
No, I want to know how to get the best service, though. Because,
Yeah.
like, I'm always the guy who books through deal sites.
Right.
And, like, this is the first time I, like, booked, like, by calling up and like reserving a room with the front desk and stuff. So like, when you book on like hotels.com or something, like they're like that just like comes in through a fax machine directly into the garbage. And then when you go to like check in, they're like, oh, how did you book this hotel? And they had to fish through the garbage for your fax. Yeah. And there's like barbecue sauce all over it. And they're like, all right,
ads on the printout.
Yeah, and you're like, they're like, okay, you're in sub basement 1.
Yeah.
Sometimes sub basement 2 or 3 even.
If you're lucky.
So yeah, I want to go.
You call them up. You haggle with them.
I didn't even.
Tell them, look, I don't eat the chocolates. How much can you take off if I don't eat the chocolates on my bed?
All right, so then I got
my wife and I plan on bringing our own Snickers. How much can I save?
Snickers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be like, you have to buy that from the mini bar.
Yeah, that would be a fancy hotel, huh? If they put full-size Snickers on the pillow at night.
What hotels do you go to that they have fun-size Snickers on the...
Oh, I'm saying like just full-size or like a king-size Snickers, man.
I think a Snickers is pretty lowbrow.
Like, wow. Well, if you're the kind of guy that likes quantity over quality.
Your idea of luxury, Tom, is insane. They wrote me this email that says, like, share the names of your traveling companions.
Put me on there just in case.
Will you be celebrating a special occasion with us? And then it's like, call us on the phone and tell us all these things. Why would they want people to call them on the phone? They sent me an email to be like, call us up and tell us
a little more about yourself.
Yeah, like I don't like. I'll happily do that. I like talking about me, but I'll just be like,
tell
hey,
them about the podcast.
Yes, I will. Don't worry. You're always telling me. You're always chastising me for not telling customer service representatives to listen to our podcast.
Well, look, Tim, I'm just trying to make this podcast go viral.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, maybe if I do that, by the time I get out there, I'll be a Hawaiian celebrity.
Yeah.
I'll be like Don Ho.
Yeah. Are you going to go see Don Ho? No, he's dead now?
I think he's dead. And Bruno Mars just left the island, so I don't know what there's even to do there.
What do you mean Bruno Mars is left? Is that where he's from?
Yeah, you idiot.
I thought he's from Mars.
Well, yeah, but like it's like saying freaking Clark Kent is from Smallville, and then you're like, no, he's from Krypton. Yeah, idiot. We all know he's from Krypton.
What? Oh, you're saying Bruno Mars is, of course, from Mars.
Yeah, but he crash-landed, his spaceship crash-landed in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I always like when he won the Grammy, and in the newspaper they have to say, Mr. Mars. I like that.
That's his name.
Yeah.
That's his legitimate name. Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be sillier if they called him Bruno.
Do you think Bruce Willis is really mad at him?
Bruce Willis he's probably
this
calling
little fucker stole my persona.
Yeah, he's probably calling him up every day like, look, I'm just calling again about my idea for Bruno Sings Bruno or album of duets.
The return of the two Brunos.
Yeah.
So Tom,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call this, but I want to be like, here's the thing. In this book, and I don't want to be this kind of guy. Mm-hmm. They're like, call up the hotel before you go there, try to find out the name of the person you're talking to, and just be like, here's when I'm checking in. Here's where I'm checking in. Please be there, because I want to take care of you when I'm there. It's like, I'm not going to be that guy.
No,
I'm not going to be like, listen.
Change your schedule.
Yeah.
If you got that day off, I'm telling you.
And guess what? There's a $5 bill in it.
There's a $5 in it for you.
So, the other thing, they were like, just, tip the doorman a couple dollars when you walk in. Take the bellhop, tip him.
Take him?
Yeah.
Take him upstairs.
You know when they come and they're like, can I take your bags? And you're like, no. They're like, fuck you. And then they like give you the finger behind your back.
Whoa, that's never happened to me.
Yeah, and then the people at the front desk checking you in know like, oh, this is a cheapskate. Let's put him in the worst room, right? But like they're like, have the bellhop take your bags, tip him, and then when you're paying at the front desk, hand him your credit card, and just roll up a 20 and hand him the 20 with the credit card. Would you have the balls to do that? I think that's a little too like scumbaggy, right?
I think I would.
My biggest fear is being like, no, sir, we can't take this. Like, what are you doing, right?
Then that's when you have to go, hey, look, everybody takes a taste.
Hey, you help me out.
It's just a little taste for you.
Yeah, there's more where that came from. But little do they know, there's nothing more. I've
no.
already exceeded my budget.
Well,
you've got to.
I'm
$30 in the hole at this point. I'm like, now I can't go out to dinner.
Can you not run that credit card yet? Is there any way you can run that credit card at the end of this day? It's just I'm waiting for a few checks to clear. That's all. I don't know. I mean, if it works, that's the thing. Like, I feel like
people do it.
People do it, and it's the kind of thing where, like, I feel like if you tip somebody like $20, that might get you like an upgrade that would be like $500.
That's the whole point of this, right?
Because they're like, oh, this guy's actually nice. Most people come up here and they're assholes.
Yeah.
This guy gave me $20. We got an empty
and sure,
penthouse.
he was an asshole, and he was real ugly. He smelled weird.
Yeah, his 20's all damp.
They were also like, the book also says like, when after that you're supposed to go like, and anything you can do would be appreciated. But like, fuck that. I don't want to say a guy. Wink. That I don't want to be a guy that says like anything you could do.
Well, that's when you say, and my wife has something to say to you.
Say it. Say it. Come on. We practiced this in the rental car on the way over.
Yeah. But I feel like the nicer the place, the more that goes over. Like if you go to like a corporate, Hojo or something, they're told like, nah, don't take tips.
Yeah. But then at this point, is 20 just going to be like, it's going to take a lot more than $20, pal. Everybody's read this book.
I haven't read the book. I can't read. But
there's an audiobook version of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think it's the kind of thing where everybody assumes.
The audiobook version is like, yeah, and they just slip them a 20 and just be
real
like,
nice,
hey, anything you could do for me and my wife here, and then wink when you say wife, because they know it's your mistress. You're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody in the business. They'll never tell your wife.
But I also feel like places do go out of their way when they hear it's your honeymoon, even though presumably
in Hawaii, that's like
yeah. But you know what? Even though they get it all the time, it's still like a nice thing.
Yeah. What if I'm like, it's my honeymoon, and I think my wife hates me. I have to make her fall in love with me again.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, and then slip them a 20.
Please, I'm desperate. Well, just write it all out on the $20 bill.
Listen,
let's say I have something for you to read.
Anything you can do, otherwise you're going to be clearing a body out of this. Mine. Things aren't going well.
Otherwise, I might as well just give you my shoelaces on the way in.
That'd be dark. My wife left me on my honeymoon, and then
yeah, I think they'd like be legally required to upgrade you. At least their conscience would demand it.
Yeah. What do you think of the free breakfast, though? Do you always spring for the free breakfast?
Spring for it? It's not free if I'm springing for it.
No, because it's like the continental breakfast is usually like an extra charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like an extra $10 a night, but like otherwise it's $15 a person.
Yeah.
Right. I never do that. I don't like. I only ever eat like some fruit salad where the cantaloupe is too cold for my teeth, and then a bowl of Special K.
You should bring this up at the check-in. Hey, let me ask you, how cold's your cantaloupe at this breakfast?
I can't. I normally would, Tom, but now I can't. Because then I'll be like, anything you could do, and they'll be like, well, we don't need to upgrade them. We'll just warm up the cantaloupe for them.
You slip them another 20, and you say, hey, let's keep the cantaloupe warm, huh?
Tom, hotels.com, priceline.com.
Hotels, motels, Holiday Inn.
Chicken McNuggets and a Pizza Hut.
What?
Tom, all right, so hotels, They're not a new phenomenon. They've been around for a while.
All right.
Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
We all know that, like, the first people that opened up hotels were all creeps and perverts and just wanted to spy on the guests, right?
Have you watched that Netflix thing yet?
Voyeur?
Yeah.
No, I read the article that it was based on,
remember.
but then it spun out of control because the guy claimed he was lying, but then he was not lying, and then it's a whole thing. But, like, yeah, we know this, right? About,
But
like,
at the same time, like, if you're going to build a hotel, you might as well put cameras everywhere.
But I would argue, no, don't do that. And this is what I'm
well,
asking
look,
you.
Tim, I'm never going to build a hotel.
It's like Paris Hilton's grandfather.
A pervert?
Was he a pervert? When
Conrad?
He started? Yeah.
Connie? No, I think he made, like, it's like small-time hotel magnates that are
right?
perverts. Like
They're just bad people, right? The
Connie
Hiltons,
Hilton, like he was just like, I want to make money.
Yeah.
He's like, and in 2 generations, my family's going to be well respected and very smart.
Yeah. Hey, I'm told Paris Hilton is actually very savvy, and I believe it.
Yeah.
No reason not to believe it. She's more successful than, well, not me, but you.
Right. And I was given way more of a leg up than
You
she
were.
was.
Yeah. We don't talk about how privileged you are.
No, I'm the son of Howard Johnson.
The ball player?
The ball player and hotel magnate.
Tom?
Yeah.
You love hotel bars. I find them to be creepy.
Yeah, no.
Not creepy, just sad.
I think that's kind of why I like them.
Yeah.
I like the idea of, I don't know, like at a hotel bar, very rarely are people there with their friends.
That's true.
Everybody's a stranger down
A
there.
hotel bar is the only time I'd ever talk to a stranger in a bar, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, look, if he had a place to go, he wouldn't be at this hotel bar.
Right.
Right?
A lot of times those
And I don't talk
strangers
to
are
women
prostitutes.
in bars because they often wind up stealing all my money.
I was watching a thing the other day where it was like, what was it? But it was like, a nice place, and it was like, all the women at that bar, they're all prostitutes at this, fancy hotel bar. So keep an eye out for that when you're at this fancy hotel.
Okay. I will. I'll point them out to my wife.
Yeah, and be like, that's a prostitute, honey. Tom
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah. Watch. Go ask her. I bet. Let's see if Tom's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like they're overpriced. But I guess, got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Have a nightcap there, right?
Yeah. That's what I like doing.
Tom, nice rooms in hotels. You know how I was just talking about how I really wanted to get an upgrade? Maybe in a place like Hawaii where it's like I might get a better view, or like, and we could like go out on the balcony or something.
Yeah.
But like people who need like suites and shit and like shit. God damn it. I gotta stop cussing all the time.
Yeah, you sound like a shit.
People who need like an opulent hotel room.
Uh-huh.
It's like, what, you spending all the time in the hotel? Are you setting up shop in the hotel room? What are you doing?
Sometimes people do set up shop. Sometimes people do that in suites.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm not going to hang out at the hotel.
Well, but sometimes, like, I've been to, like, conferences and stuff that are in, like, conference centers attached to hotels or, like, in the hotel.
Yeah, but then go out, see the town. Go on, see what amusement
No,
parks
but
are
I'm saying
there.
sometimes they're like, oh, come up to our suite. And we have a thing set up there.
Oh, like a company or something?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm talking about civilians. Individuals.
I don't know. If you got the money, it's nice.
I think it's wasted money.
It's wasted, but there's a lot of money wasted. I mean, people like me and you, we're never going to get a suite, but
But what you do, take the money that the extra money that you'd spend on a suite,
get another hotel room.
Instead of hanging out at your hotel room, go to whatever amusement park is closest, and spring for the
fast pass,
the fastest fast pass they offer.
Yeah,
just jump the lines all day.
And you could even when you hand the fast pass, put a 20 under there. Say if there's anything you can do to make this pass a little faster.
That would definitely sway. The teens that run amusement park rides, like roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah.
I bet, like, if that one guy that, like, comes to make sure your seatbelt's on, if you just slipped him a 20, it's like, how about you skip this car?
Like, how about you don't worry about the seatbelts in this car?
The 17-year-old would be like,
$20.
$20.
All right.
You fall to your death.
Yeah. Yeah, how come there's not a culture around tipping theme park employees?
Because
I guess they're always like watched real closely. They can't take tips.
And what can a theme park employee do for you?
Yeah. I had like
if you're gonna tip a guy to let you skip the line, just buy the fast pass.
But what if you're like, hey, here's a 20, skip me to the front line, make like a big deal out of it?
You probably
coming
can't do
through,
that.
coming
yeah,
through.
They can't do that. Nobody has the authority other than like Bugs Bunny and a tuxedo or Mickey Mouse himself.
Well, who do you think I'm gonna try and tip, Tim?
That's true.
You gotta talk to the boss himself.
You think Bugs Bunny needs your $20?
Yeah, he'd use it for something funny. Put it on a string and trick people with it or something like that.
That's true.
I used to have like when I worked at a store, people would try and tip me once in a while. And it was always like an insulting amount of money that's like, well, no, I could get in trouble. And they're like, no, I insist. And be like, well, I insist. I'm not going to take $5 and risk my job.
Yeah.
One time somebody tipped me $100 though, and I said, thank you very much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you do for them?
Nothing really. The guy was like
Billy Joel?
I wish.
I bet Billy Joel tips well.
Oh, yeah. I could see him being a good tipper. But this, you know what, Tim? This show's not all about tipping. It's about hotels.
It's about hotels.
Do you get skeeved out by, like, hotel sheets and beds?
Yeah, I just try not to think
about
I
have a UV light if you want to bring it.
I don't want to
so
be
you can
that
see all the
guy,
stains.
though. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to
the honeymoon suite.
I also like, what do I do with that information? It's like, yep, confirmed, gross.
Yeah. Just,
go sleep in the car tonight, I guess.
Well, it's a rental car, Tim. Give that a quick once over with the light, too. I think you'll be...
Once I start thinking about this, I think about how nothing in this world is clean, and...
and you just want to go live in a bubble.
Yeah, and, like, there's no place I can go to escape. Oh, man, this is, like, an actual thing, an affliction that I have, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
I have to go into space.
Yeah, where everything's clean and quiet. It doesn't seem so bad.
Well, then, you're going to have to dissuade people from your idea of shooting all of our garbage into space.
There's enough room in space for me and all the garbage.
And
the rest of the garbage.
Are you staying in any, like, honeymoon suite, like, with, like, a heart-shaped tub or anything?
Because, like, in Hawaii, like 80% of people in Hawaii are on their honeymoon, and then
not the cast of Lost.
No, most of them were.
But they were on their honeymoon and they all got cast.
I mean,
they were like, I guess we'll stay.
Yeah, no, they all started marrying each other.
Some of them were dating.
Why not, Tom?
Yeah,
it was a show full of attractive people.
It's true.
That Matthew Fox, is he still a scoundrel? We don't like him?
I don't know. In fact, we haven't heard a lot of
is he just not
Fox
relevant to be like...
Maybe.
Oh, well. Look, I don't like to talk badly about people on this.
Well, especially you might run into some of these people in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's true. The cast of Hawaii Five-0 will be there.
Yeah, but not Daniel Kim.
No, he left the show.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great. Tom.
Yes.
We stayed at a hotel one time in San Francisco with some buddies of ours.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't believe we didn't get kicked out.
Yeah.
It was like, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This was the worst behavior that I've ever been associated with.
Yeah. Yeah, me and you weren't a real part of this.
We weren't a part of it at all.
No, we were just roped in by bad kids.
Yeah, we were staying with two bad kids, four of us, spending the weekend in Why were you there? Oh, you wanted to see...
Me and AJ went to see Tech TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just in L.A., and I was like, I'll come to San Francisco.
Yeah, like literally I came to L.A., and I was like, I'm going, you guys were in L.A. Recording, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going on
Me and the rest of the Chili Peppers.
Right.
Flea. John Frusciante, Chad Smith.
Now I'm
Checks
back.
out.
Yeah, now I'm back to thinking maybe you are Anthony.
How would I know their names otherwise?
One of rock and roll's closely guarded secrets.
Who the rest of the Red Hot Chili
Right.
Peppers are? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was like, I'm going on vacation by myself to San Francisco, but I'm gonna come to LA first. Anybody that wants to come, as long as you can fit in the car, you can come. And so you guys came up with me to San. That was a nice ride. That's a nice drive from
the
LA.
PCH is what I call it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you've probably written a few songs about it.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, we were staying in. I think it was like a Hilton hotel.
Yeah.
It was a huge hotel. It was like at least 40-story hotel.
We were pretty high up too.
Yeah, and four men splitting one room.
Yeah, we were also in our like early 20s.
Yeah, we were like 23, maybe 24, and
we all got blackout drunk.
yeah, we got blackout drunk on the streets of San Francisco. And
remember when we went to that 7-Eleven on the way back and they locked the doors behind us? We were locked in the 7-Eleven for a minute.
Yeah, that was weird. They were like, something's going on outside. Yeah. We're going to lock you in here.
Yeah.
But two of the guys went to walk around the hotel, which is not a good idea. Not like, oh, we're going to go to the lobby and check out the hotel bar. It's like, no, we're just going to walk up and down the corridors.
At 2:30 a.m.
Yeah. And there was a debate whether the smoke alarms were real or not. And whether smoking a cigarette would set them off. And to settle the debate, the person smoking the cigarette blew the smoke into the smoke alarm to prove that it didn't work. But boy, was he wrong, because it did work. And the alarms went off in the entire hotel.
Now, from our perspective, these two guys walked around. We're like, we're going to go take a walk.
This is such a long time ago that I remember... They were going for a walk, and you know what I was excited about? I brought my laptop with me, connected it, and I was one of the featured people on MySpace that day.
Wait, you're a featured person on MySpace?
Yeah, I was getting a whole bunch of friend requests.
Did that really
man,
raise your profile in real life too?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I can't leave the hotel now. People are gonna,
especially in San Francisco. That's
they're
the
gonna
heart
be like,
of it all.
hey. That's other MySpace Tom.
Yeah. Wow, Tom.
Yeah.
And then, like, the smoke alarm went off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fire, evacuate immediately.
It was one of those talking guys.
And then we hear bang, 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 bang on the door, and it's our two friends.
We looked at each other before even the bangs. We're like, oh, shit, this has something to do with them.
And the one guy that actually blew the smoke into the smoke alarm did the smartest thing I think I've ever seen anybody do. He took off his shirt. Maybe his pants. Did he put on like pajama pants or shorts?
I think so.
Like he quickly
like
changed and then was like, time to evacuate. We're like, he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm just a guy who is sleeping. I couldn't have.
Right.
I was just sleeping with my shirt off and in these shorts. There's no way that anybody would think I would set off a fire alarm. And sure enough, like there were cameras everywhere.
And they were looking for us.
Yeah.
Or looking for them.
Because as we had to walk down the stairs at 3 a.m, down like 27 stories with like a bunch of crying children.
Yeah.
Security was running up the stairs and they were like, floor 27, floor 27.
Yeah, like that's where they are.
Never found us.
And then the fireman felt bad for our friend that blew the smoke and gave him a blanket.
Yeah, because he was shirtless.
Yeah, and it was like
a space blanket.
Little
right?
do you guys know, that's the culprit himself.
Yeah. And I went up to him. I was like,
little did you know,
I could blow this for you. I can. And to this day, he pays me $1,000 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
never sold him out. Yeah.
You should get that sweet then. I never sold him out. Well, yeah, if he's paying you. Statute of limitations I won't tell him though.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing this episode.
Finally, it can be said.
It could be said.
Yeah. That was a nice hotel.
Yeah, that was fine. I don't really remember it. I was drunk most of the time I was there. And that's the thing. That's why I don't really need a very nice hotel room because I don't remember any hotel room. I'm an alcoholic and I'm always out on the town.
Do you ever partake in the mini bar at a hotel?
No, just because I've been conditioned since I was a little kid, like through stand-up comedy and sitcoms, to think that like everything in the mini bar is like the most expensive thing in the world. So I think I got it like in my head when I was a kid, like a candy bar costs like honestly $800.
Yeah.
Right? So like now, like, yeah, it's probably $4 to eat a Snickers out of there, but like, gives a shit.
Yeah. Two things about that. One, I recently watched over Thanksgiving or over Christmas.
Ernest Goes to Camp, but
No,
we're not
I
here
wish.
to talk about that.
Home Alone 1 and 2 back to back. They were on television back to back. And at the end of Home Alone 2, that's when Kevin McAllister, the father, gets the mini bar bill.
Yeah.
And he goes like, Kevin, the bill was like $800. And it's like, you think that's bad, buddy? Wait till you see the room charge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the plaza.
Yeah.
I feel like
And that family could afford it, all right?
Yeah. Look, I'll never shed a tear for the McAllisters.
Never. I'm glad they got divorced.
They did get divorced.
Yeah.
Man, what a weird turn that took, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like an unnecessary thing. That was at Home Alone 4.
Yeah.
Where they
and
were
like neither of them.
They're like, we have to recast the whole thing anyway because you want to know a crazy thing. Catherine O'Hara in that first Home Alone is like the age we are now.
That's not so crazy. We're adults.
No, it makes sense. Like I was watching that first Home Alone, I was like, Catherine O'Hara's cute. And I was like, how old was she in this? Like, yeah, she's my mom's age in this. And I was like, oh, no, she's my age.
That
like,
Catherine O'Hara is babelicious.
Yeah. And I was like, man, she must have gotten pregnant young with these kids.
And was Kevin...
Kevin was 9?
But, yeah. And
But Buzz was like 15, I feel like.
Buzz was maybe 13, 14.
Maybe.
So, like, yeah, in her early 20s.
Yeah.
That's when they did it back then, Tom.
Yeah.
A weird world.
So that was one thing. The other thing, to go back to mini bars, I feel like they're tricky nowadays. The last time I was in a hotel.
They have sensors now.
They have sensors. You can trick those sensors.
I
so
know.
I'll send you some videos. But like I was in a hotel in October for a conference. And furry conference. Nobody was. It wasn't a convention. It was a conference. Right. So nobody dressed as furries. There's just a lot of keynotes stuff about furry culture. But
what else is involved in furry culture besides putting on those costumes and having sex with each other?
They all have like personalities. That's like a big part
like
of it.
Real people.
Yeah. A big thing is they hire I heard a big thing is they hire artists to draw like the cartoon version of their furry character.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know what? I could get into this.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, that's a cool. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of caricatures of me.
Right.
It's another thing to do at the theme park when I'm not. Instead of spending time in your hotel room,
you could
get
spend
a
that money on
artist.
caricatures. Are you guys gonna get some honeymoon caricatures?
Hell yeah,
some
Tom.
Real mean caricatures. But I was gonna say the other thing that I noticed hotels do nowadays is sometimes hotels will give you free waters, but they're like not real explicit about like, well, wait a minute, what's the deal with these waters? If I drink these, you gonna charge me?
Yeah.
Because they don't put
they
don't put the waters in the fridge, then I gotta put the waters in the fridge.
Yeah.
Just put them in the fridge. But then that's when I think, well, they're not in the fridge to signify that these are separate from all the things going on in the fridge here, which are expensive.
I'm told that a hotel will never dispute or will never deny if you dispute your minibar charges, because they just don't care. And like, there's too many ways. Like, you don't even need an excuse. You just go down and be like, I got charged for the minibar, but I didn't take anything. And they'll just be like, oh, sorry. Tom?
Blame the maid.
Exactly. This is what I wanted to get to.
Say, and I don't want to talk out of school, but the maid had chocolate all over her lips.
Right. Stop saying the housekeeping staff is treated like shit by everybody. And like
frame for stealing candy.
Yeah, like as part of like a lie, so they don't have to pay $3.50 for a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
And then like they come and knock on the door because like their job entails like cleaning up a whole bunch of fucking hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Like in a limited amount of time, and it's like, oh, this woman knocked on my door at 10:30 a.m. The nerve.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's her job. Be nice to her. And it's like, can you just come back?
Well, that's why I always put the sign
do
out.
not disturb. You know what, Tom? I'm a cool, chill guy. Guess what?
What?
As long as I'm staying, if it's just a couple days, nobody needs to turn my room. Nobody needs to make my bed or clean anything up or
it
vacuum.
It is nice though when you come back.
It is nice,
And
but
it's
like
like
if
a
that's
nice
gonna help somebody out, if somebody
tightly
has,
made bed.
I don't like that. If somebody has a very strict schedule, right, and it's like you gotta get all this done. If I could be like, I don't care, like I don't make my bed at home. I do make my bed at home, Tom. But like I don't need the bathroom straightened up. All I did was brush my teeth in here and take 5 poops.
Right. Well, sometimes maids want to come in just to flush the toilet for you, Tim. The other guests have started complaining usually.
Yeah, I do take the opportunity.
They're like, no, I keep them. It's my power.
It's my power?
Yeah.
What?
That's what, like, people keep their urine in jars because they think it's like a source of their power.
What are we talking about power here?
Power, man. What drives the engine? What keeps everything going?
Tom, I always forget to leave a tip for the housekeepers.
Yeah, you're a thoughtless person.
Do you ever?
Yeah, I usually do.
No, you don't.
I definitely do. Like, and especially when...
How much?
Caught
you in a lie.
No, I'm trying to think, because usually, like, I don't stay in
U.S. dollars? I'll have to convert.
if I'm staying for, like, a few days, $5 to $10.
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
I don't think you've ever.
I
don't think
do
you've
it-
ever left a.
No, and I especially do it overseas because I've got all those damn coins that I don't know what to do with anyway.
You can spend them. On like.
Well, usually by that point, I've bought a ton of candy.
Can you still at a hotel? Will I be able to be like and send this down to be dry cleaned?
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Yeah. You can send things down to be regular cleaned.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of hotels, they have like a little laundry bag, and they actually have the prices right on there in a checklist.
I'm going to need that because I don't have enough clothes to go away for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Bring some woolite.
Another thing is they were like, I'm not going to.
You can they have little travel individual like a little sauce packets of woolite.
Sauce, you say? Sounds
Well,
delicious.
don't. Wow. I always forget that I can't say things like that to you because you'll eat it.
Another thing, they were like, if you tip the front desk person, they'll do something nice, like give you an upgrade or send you up a bottle. Or send you up a bottle of wine. I don't want a bottle of wine.
What do you mean you don't want a bottle of wine?
I'll
bring it home. I'll drink it.
You can't bring it on. I only carry on luggage.
Well, you're going for 2 weeks. You're gonna have to check something in.
Nope, not me. That's why I'm gonna need the woolite.
Yeah.
Not to eat.
Well,
Tom, I promise not to eat. Just why don't you give me some of that woolite? You got any last thoughts about hotels? Are you afraid to leave valuables in your room?
I'll put them in the safe.
What valuables do you bring?
Computer sometimes.
The safe, like anybody can get into that.
Yeah, because I've often forgotten the code and had to call the front desk.
Yeah. And they're like, just hit 0 4 times. That'll always open it.
Yeah, I mean, I put that stuff in the safe just because I feel like, why not? Peace of mind. And like, I feel
Pizza mind.
Pizza mind.
Sounds like the Ninja Turtles' dreams.
I also feel like that probably puts like the housekeeping staff at ease because like when they come into a room and there's like a $2,000 laptop out there, probably like, oh God, like I hope nothing happens to that because they're gonna blame me for it. This guy already told him I ate all the candy bars in the mini bar.
I can picture that.
I put all the candy bars in the safe too.
Yeah. People that are like, if you have anything expensive in a hotel, that's your own fault. Don't bring that with you.
People bring People, go to places and they bring like a nice watch.
So wear the watch on your wrist.
But what if they're going out, jet skiing for the day?
That's true. All right. That's you know what? You ever wear a bathrobe?
Yeah.
In the hotel?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Makes me feel like a real big shot.
Yeah. Well, usually I'm taking a shower in a hotel. Like most hotels, that's one of the nicest things, that they have nice showers.
Yeah. Once you can figure out
Yeah,
the
but
control.
I don't like it. I don't like a nice shower. Sometimes I take a bath at a hotel.
Me too.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, I like when there's a big old tub in there. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'll ask for at the front desk.
Yeah. Hey, how about a big tub for Tim? Big tub Tim loves big tubs.
Yeah. I'll say that when I call them. You should know, this is the name of my traveling companion, and everybody calls me Big Tub Tim, and you're not going to believe why.
I guess what Big Tub Tim loves more than anything.
I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Big Tub Tim takes care of people.
That take care of Big Tub Tim.
Yeah, that's implied, Tom. Anything you can do for Big Tub Tim would be appreciated.
So usually when I take a shower, I take a too hot and too long of a shower. So then I like putting the robe on while I'm like steaming. While all the steam's coming off me.
Nice. All right.
You ever watch any of these like TV shows about like wacky hotels?
No, like The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
No, god damn it, Tim.
What? That's the only wacky hotel TV show I know.
That's not about hotels though. It's about Zach and Cody's life.
In a hotel, you dunce.
I'm talking about nonfiction.
No.
They're on like
Who would stay at
HGTV and stuff.
The freak would stay at a hotel where it's like, by the way, they film a TV show here.
No, it's not like every week they film the TV show. It's like HGTV or the Travel Channel. Travel Channel, probably. They're like, yeah, we went and, we're only going to show you this hotel once. We're not going to come back here every week.
Oh, it's not like it's not like, I thought it was like a Wahlburgers type of thing of like,
oh no,
here's the wacky
I'm sure
or
there
like,
is stuff like
or like
show
that
like that.
that show that they inexplicably Southwest was like, yeah,
show customers screaming at our employees.
Yeah, and our employees like being really mean to customers and stuff,
Yeah.
right? I thought you meant something like that.
No. But there was this one hotel that they showed in the show I watched, and it's called, I think, like the Grand Canyon Caverns Cave Hotel.
Canyon.
Tim, guess they've got, a room in a cave. Guess how far down you have to go to get to this cave?
I don't know, 8 to 10 feet.
No, 22 stories.
Wow.
Yeah. And you have the whole cavern to yourself. And the big thing is,
that's terrifying. I don't want.
Oh God, it looks so scary because they explain, they're like, nothing makes any noises down here. There's no life down here. There's no like bugs or rats or anything.
Maybe that's where I can go to be instead of space.
Well, but
is it clean?
It looks pretty clean, but the problem is that like, when you turn the lights out, it is,
that's all I want.
Space black,
clean, quiet, and dark.
And apparently some people have trouble sleeping there because they're driven mad by the sound of their own heartbeat.
Yes. You ever been in like one of those like crazy quiet places? That,
Yeah.
like you can like hear your blood pumping and stuff. And
Yeah.
people do go nuts.
And it's like spurt. That's the way my blood sounds going through my veins.
You got milk in your veins.
I
That's the sound
wish.
it makes.
Yeah. So I don't think I would like that. I don't think
No.
I'd like hearing my own heartbeat.
I also don't think I don't like being 22 stories underground.
Yeah, because in one sense, it's like, oh man, yeah. If Armageddon takes place, guess who's got life on Easy Street? Me. I'm living in a hotel. But if something happens,
then that's the real sweet life of Zach and Cody.
I'm 22 stories underground.
Yeah.
But they have something that happens to you down there. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. And what if, they say there's no animals down there. What if what if a raccoon gets in there?
Well, yeah, you're never going to get them out.
Yeah.
If a raccoon got in there the week before, they're not going to be like, normally this place doesn't have any animals, but now there is one raccoon somewhere. We've been trying to lure him out.
But it's too dark. We can't find
But
him.
it's too dark. But don't worry. Once you sail in for bed and turn the lights out, you'll hear his heart beating.
If you like the show, be our fan on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Complete Guide. You can follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You can follow me on those things at your pal Tim.
And if you want to support the show, you should check out our Amazon, tcgt.com/Amazon. Here's the secret. It's the regular Amazon. It's not just ours. But when you shop through there, we get a little kickback, and we appreciate it. And our Patreon, tcgt.com/pledge, where you can get fun bonus mini episodes, Google Hangouts, all kinds of nonsense at tcgt.com/pledge.
Hell yeah.
Reddit.com/r/tcgte, where you can look up memes.
And screams.
We'll
bring the memes to your screen.
Are both of the hotels you're staying in?
The memes that make teens scream.
Are both of these hotels you're staying at equal in quality, or is one like nicer than the other?
I think they're fairly equal. I think one is slightly nicer, maybe.
Is it the second one or the first one?
The second one.
Good. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. We were originally going to stay at an Airbnb in the first one, and then we were just like, you know what? No, I want... Oh, we didn't even talk about the spa. I'm going to go to the spa.
There's a spa in the hotel?
Yeah, and there's a...
Is it included? Is it complimentary?
I doubt it, but,
Oh, you're going to go like the spa and get like a treatment, a facial or something.
Yeah, or like a massage or something.
Yeah.
They have a swimming pool with a bar
manicure
that you swim up to.
Oh, and you can pee in there.
You can pee in there. They don't even care.
Yeah, just don't pee in the drinks.
Yeah, they don't. They're pretty loose on that too.
Wow,
yeah.
all right. That's not bad.
That's how I get my power.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.